Hello and welcome. Welcome back to our daily readings. Courage to change, one day at a time with Al-Anon, and a reminder that you are loved. And yes, this book is our tool, a tool to help us each and every day feel stronger and supported. And I'm hoping this message gets to you that you are not alone in this struggle. And even though this book is written for the family members and friends of someone suffering with alcoholism, I do believe these messages can also help the other families and friends that may be affected by someone in their lives that is going through a different form of addiction, because there are many different addictions. And this is coming to you after losing another family member to a form of addiction. And when I noticed my list was growing of the number of people that I've lost through the years, family, friends, and colleagues, neighbors, to addiction, it was a tipping point for me. I want to do something. And this is my something. And not only is it allowing me to heal, I'm hoping that through my healing process is also going to allow you to also heal. This is our reading for November 11th. Insanity has been defined as doing something the same way over and over again and expecting different results. In the past, I tried to control people, places, and things, believing that my way was the correct way. I know my track record. My way, based on insisting upon my will, did not work out. Yet I kept trying. It was an insane way to live. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. This was a turning point for me in relinquishing control. It meant choosing between an insane life and a sane one. It meant choosing between an insane life and a sane one. It was so good I had to repeat that. So my will or God's will. Since my will had let me down time and time again, the real question was, how long would I continue running around in the same circles before I was willing to admit defeat and turn to a source of genuine help? Today's reminder. I may find it easy to point to the alcoholic's irrational and destructive choices. It is harder to admit that my own behavior has not always been sane. Today I can let go of insisting upon my will. With the simple decision, I make a commitment to sanity. As we understood, here's a quote: though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new end. Yes, I'm in for that one. Let's make a new end. What I also want to point out here is when we're talking about our own will and somebody and God's will, it reminds me of, are we wanting to be right? And are we wanting to be right in every situation? Or are we able to allow ourselves not to be right or point it out? I'm going to ask you to ask yourself a question. Do you see yourself always wanting to be right and pointing those facts out to those around you? And ask yourself, where is that getting you? Where is it getting you today? More, are you frustrated that other people are not maybe converting to the way you want to do things or the way that you think things should be done or that your ideas are right? Sometimes we want to be right, but at what cost? What is it costing you to be right? Is it costing your relationships? Sometimes it just helps not to be right. Like to force the issue of saying, I was right, or that was my idea. Think about it. I think it also ties into, yes, we want to control things, but sometimes things are out of our control. And that's where we get the courage to change. We change this thought process of always wanting to be right or always wanting to control things. But when it really comes down to it, we have to understand, what are we able to control? We can control ourselves. We can control how we show up in the day. And we can control that sometimes there are things that are just out of our control, and we do need a higher power to help us. This is our reading for November 11th, and I want you to know that if you do not believe in your ability to change, I'm here to tell you you can. I believe in your ability. I believe there are opportunities and possibilities for you to make these changes. I believe in you. And I also want you to know you are loved. Thank you for joining me. This is for November 11th. Courage to change.